I am going to show you how to use this rotation board in this video, but before I do that, I just want to say that using rotations in your classroom is amazing for your students. It will be fun for them. It gives them lots of opportunities to do a lot of different types of activities, and it frees you up to work with the students that need to work with you the most. So if you've never tried to use rotations, I just encourage you to give it a shot. You don't have to do it every day, maybe a couple of days a week, or maybe you can do some rotations leading up for test prep, but give it a try. You will love having the flexibility built into your day that this provides. So I'm going to show you this resource, this PowerPoint, and how you can tweak it to use for you. And so let's get started. So the first slide is just going to be your groups. So you can just type your students into different groups. The next slide is the objective. So you can just type in what they're going to learn or an I can statement, something like that. But this slide is the main part. This is the rotation board. So you're going to build it out once and then duplicate it 4 times for 4 different stations. And then we also have these slides, which are transition slides. So all of these slides in this slideshow are set to automatically go to the next slide so that you don't have to man the timing of it all. So how that works is in the transitions menu right here. So if you click on the transitions menu, you'll see that sometimes you'll manually click it to the next one. So when you're showing this slide, when you're ready to go to the next one, you'll manually click it. But the rest of them go automatically after a certain time frame. So I have it set up for each rotation to last 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes, it will go to a transition slide that says 5 minutes to switch to round 2. It lets them know to start cleaning up or to finish up. All of these timings are editable. So if you don't need them to have 5 minutes, if they only get 2 minutes, just change this to 2, change this to 2, and then it will automatically transition after 2 minutes instead of 5. If you don't have 15 minutes, maybe you only have 10, just change this to 10, and then after 10 minutes, it will give them the transition window. All right, so now we have the timing set up. You just need to set up the boards. So each day or each week, however you set it up, you're gonna have certain activities. Now I have put these into 4 different rotations, and I found that these 4 different rotations work for most activities that you would wanna do. So the 4 different rotations are math with a friend. Now hold on, let me say, I'm gonna be calling it math, but it works for ELA too. I just taught math, so that's what comes out, but replace math with ELA and it will work, or reading or writing or whatever. So this first one is, I said math with a friend, which is this one. So anything that they work together with a learning partner could be math with a friend. It could be games, activities, worksheets, whatever, as long as they're working with another student. Then they have math with myself. So in this one, anything that is independent learning that they might work on at their desk, or maybe some kind of flexible seating option, that's going to be where that activity falls. This is math with a teacher, and this is great for your small group stations. And then the last one is math with technology. So any kind of activity that students use a device for can fall under this rotation. So you are going to build it out for the day just by quickly typing any notes you have for your students. So maybe for math with myself, you want them to work in their math book. Maybe they're going to do a math book page. So you're going to let them know here what it is that they're going to be doing. You might have a special note for them. Read carefully, something like that. Okay, and so the next one is going to be math with the teacher. So if you have some notes, maybe you want to say, bring a pencil. You can leave little notes here too if you want, or maybe you don't want to say anything, you can just delete it. And then here we have math with a friend. So maybe they're going to play a game today. So multiplication bump game. And then you could leave a little note if you want, or you can delete it. Clean up. Maybe you'll say clean up after yourselves. All right, and then the last one is math with technology. So maybe they're going to be doing a set of boom cards. You could maybe even type the URL here so that they know where to go to get those boom cards. So now you have set up the day's activities. There are a couple little icons you can use, and you can add your own icons too. So sometimes I wanted the students to know if something was going to be counted for a grade so that they, put a little more effort into it. So you could use that. Maybe you had something that's going to be due today, so you can put that note there. So you can use little notes to remind students of other things. All right, once you have it done, you're just going to duplicate it so that you have it going through 4 rotations. So I'm done with that. So I'm just going to duplicate it and copy and paste it, drag it down. Then I have it for my 3rd rotation, and then I have it for my final rotation. Okay, so it is built out, and now we just have to add your groups. So if you go back into here, then you can just type your students' names that are going to be in each of the groups. So we'll have Brandon, Cassie, Cortland, and Callie. And once you have that group, you can just go in and copy it, and then I'm going to paste it here. So now I have this group is going to be the first one in Math with Myself, and then the next rotation they're going to be moving on to Math with a Teacher. The next one they're going to be moving on to Math with a Friend, and then finally they'll be moving on to Math with Technology. So as each slide moves through the slideshow, it will tell the students where to go next. So you do the same thing for your other your other groups. Once you have them in here, you can always add to it. So let's say that you had, okay, we're in this one, and let's say that Callie needed a little bit more help. You can just go ahead and type her name into the next rotation, just add it in there. Let's say this is a different group. You could just add her in there again so that she can stay there. So you can make this ahead of time, but you can also change it up a little bit on the fly according to the needs for the day. All right, so let's say that you have now built out the day's rotation board. All the groups are on there and it is ready to be used. You'll just go into presentation mode, press play, and then it'll all happen by itself. So you can stay in your small group station working with those students, and all of this will be facilitated automatically through the PowerPoint presentation. All right, so now let's say it's the next day and you want to make the next day. So you don't have to start from scratch. If you were fine with the groups that you had, you might just want to change the notes. So let's say that instead of math book page, they're going to do a color by number. Maybe you want to say, find it on the back shelf. Any notes that you have. Maybe for small group, then you're going to say, you'll need your whiteboard. So change it here. And then maybe today is your choice of game. And then maybe they're going to do an escape room. And change up the note a little bit. So once you get it redone, you can leave your groupings alone so you don't have to redo your groupings, and just copy these. So all the things that you wanted to change. So I'm going to copy those, and then I'm going to go here and just delete the things I don't want and paste it. So then you can quickly make the next days just by deleting the old stuff all at once and then pasting the new stuff. All right, so I hope this is something that you can use. This is how I did rotations in my classroom, and it worked great. I love these stations: Math with Yourself, Math with a Teacher, Math with a Friend, Math with Technology, and I could really fit pretty much any activity I found and wanted to use into one of these rotations. And it was really flexible, so I could change up groupings. I could change a person into a different group. And so there was a lot of flexibility. Now, if this is not going to work at all for you, then you can completely build your own from scratch really easily just using this as a template. So maybe you only want to have 2 rotations. You can just rebuild it and then take out the other ones. You can tweak it to meet your needs. Maybe you want to have 2 groups in one station. You could totally do that. You could have group 1, and then you maybe have group 2, and you can put them into the same station with another group. So you could have 2 groups going here like that. So use it. in a way that makes sense for you in your classroom and tweak it or change it, or just use it as a template and start over from scratch and build your very own. Maybe that matches your color scheme of your class or something like that. But I hope this helps you get started with implementing different centers or stations, a rotation schedule, because you'll love it once your students get into the habit of it, and they'll love it too. Okay, bye.